Okay, so Fit to Fight Krav Maga wrestling fundamentals. At very basic levels, our foundation levels, we start introducing these push-pull energies, this tactile sensitivity type drills. And for the most part, they're used as warm-ups at this level. So if we take just a basic arm drag drill, it's pretty static initially, where I'm just making an arm drag, and Sam, my partner, is just feeding the drag. And we just start developing this sensitivity where I feel when Sam extends away from him, I can start making my angles off of this pushing motion. From here, we may go into a pummeling where this basic kind of overhook, underhook structure. So I start developing some sensitivity in how to develop space based off of pushes and pulls in this range. Again, at very foundation levels, it just becomes a drill, an exercise, a warm-up. May introduce, or we do introduce, the head clear to 2-on-1 early on in the curriculum as well. So again, I start feeling Sam is pulling, so I start to look to strip and control and create the angles outside the elbows. And then from here, I look to engender an energy off of his push and pull. As we move through the system, through the curriculum, we start just very basic, let's say off of a two-hand choke. I make this defense. What everybody's used to seeing is from here, the defense happens, one side is offense now, one side is defense, he just kind of goes into a fetal position and it's over. At some point he needs to offer some resistance, so I feel that push and pull. So if I do the same thing, but now maybe Sam grabs me, he bear hugs me, I need to have some level of sensitivity in there so I can transition to whatever would come next. It's not I do A, he does B, I do C, he does D, because in reality that doesn't pan out. Syllogistic kind of thinking in fighting and violence doesn't really work. It can't be that. Initially, maybe a little bit, but at some point, it needs to be much more free-flowing. So, if it's that same choke, I make that same defense, I need to know that my moments in time have to be shorter and shorter, because the longer I stay in one range, the more likely I am to be susceptible to tackles, takedowns, other types of attacks. From this same position here, I also have to understand that this basic clinch that's taught all over the place in Krav Maga has to be just a moment in time. You see a lot of different training centers just throwing knees and knees and knees from here. What our students start to understand and recognize is how tenuous this is. So they learn to only be here for short moments in time. Because the same exercises that we worked in the foundation levels, arm drag, or 2-on-1 to a head clear, or head clear to 2-on-1, become much more obvious to our students that have been training these things. They start feeling the pushes and the pulls, and they understand how to use it to their advantage and create their own energies in the same ranges. So it becomes much more real, much more alive, much more resistance driven, as opposed to I do A, he does B, I do D, he does C, whatever, and then it just falls apart because now it wasn't A, B, C, D, it was A, B, D, C. Okay? That's real fighting. When he does something that I don't expect. With tactile sensitivity, I can feel it. I don't have to see it. If I see it, it's too late. It's already happened. It's over. What I want to be able to do is feel that energy and respond in kind. The only way to do that is through resistance in wrestling, which is what you're going to find in the Fit to Fight Krav Maga curriculum.